but the graph is going to be wrong as well. Okay, so when we look at number 1, okay, what's it mean if they're right next to each other?
Miss Henning,
What?
you muted.
Yeah, I sure was. I'm sorry. My bad. Okay, so with the inequalities, okay, we have this one. What's it mean if they're right next to each other?
Divide.
It means multiply, but we're going to divide. Okay, so we need to divide by negative 11. So we have k so you're going to get negative 17. Okay, because, and look up here, because we divided by a negative, not because my answer is negative. So this one is a negative. It wouldn't even matter if this one's a negative. The one that's the denominator every single time, if that's a negative, you have to flip the sign. Okay, so right now our sign is faced this way. That means that our sign should be faced this way. Okay, I know, that's why I told you don't start yet.
Hey, you want to reset that, please?
Okay, so if we multiply or divide by a negative, you have to flip the sign. Okay, so, and what happens is, if you do not flip the sign, which way is your arrow going to be pointed? Yeah, so initially the arrow should have been pointed this way. If we don't flip the sign, okay, we're going to be going that way when we should go this way. Okay, so flipping the sign is very important as far as when you multiply or divide by a negative as far as inequalities go. Okay, so we go to our 17, and should it be open or closed?
Close.
Closed, and which way should it be going?
To the right.
To the right. Okay, number 2, I got 19 and 19. So right now they're multiplied. So we need to divide both sides by 19. So I got n is less than 1. Okay, is that open or closed?
Open.
Open, going which direction?
To the left.
To the left. Okay, let's look at 3. So I got 10. Okay, so I need to divide by 10. Do we need to flip our sign? Huh?
No.
Which is it?
I'm confused because that one's
Yes. No.
Okay, so look up here, because if you're already lost, then your whole sheet's going to be wrong. So this one is a negative, right here. This one is also a negative. What are we actually dividing everything by?
10.
By 10. Is the 10 a negative?
No.
No, so you don't need to flip the sign. Listen to what I said. If you're multiplying or dividing by a negative, then you have to flip the sign. So we are dividing by a positive number, so we don't need to flip. So our sign is going to be the same. Okay, so we got to go to negative 13 and put an open dot pointed towards the right. Okay, 14, or 4. I don't know what I'm talking about, 14. Okay, what type of problem is it right now?
division.
It's division, so what do I need to do?
Multiply.
Multiply. So I got x. Do I need to flip?
No.
Yeah, so we don't need to flip. What did we multiply or divide by this time? The 15. Was the 15 negative? No, so we don't need to flip. So find negative 60, put a closed dot, and it's going to be pointed to the
Right.
right. Let's do 6. So we got n over 10. Okay, what do I need to multiply by? By 10 on both sides. Okay, those of you guys that are at home, y'all need to find some kind of calculator app that is going to help you out, that can do fractions, that it actually looks like a fraction. when you type it in. Not like on your iPhones, okay, and you type in 100 divided by 10, okay, it does one number at a time. You need something that's gonna be like, look like an actual fraction that you can multiply by another number. Okay, because you guys are getting your fractions all jacked up, and it's because you're at home, you don't have the same calculators. Okay, if you have a calculator that you're using in class, it can do these. I keep reminding you guys, so when you multiply fractions, okay, we multiply the top two numbers and keep the bottom one. Okay, so if you're gonna do it by hand, you multiply the tops, keep the bottoms. Okay, so you're gonna have 110 over 10, which is gonna be 11. Okay, so your answer is actually 11, but some of you guys cannot do fractions in your head, so use the calculator. Because some of y'all are looking at me like, how do I just do that in your head? Okay, so if you're at home, you need to find a better calculator. This the thing. You're fine. She came in and got papers, and she should be. Sometimes she like fills them out first and then helps us so she knows she's doing it right. And if not, she can mark it to you later. But you have to make them. They won't. Well, they suck it out. Oh yeah, they said it was full down there. Okay, good. You can, or I'll have one of my girls come down and get it. Thanks. No, Rhonda, can you go down to the ISS and pick up some papers from Tina?
Yeah.
Okay, 11 is gonna be an open dot pointed to the left. Okay, let's go on the back page. Yes, sir.
I just learned this last year and I just not realizing it.
That's all right. It'll click eventually. Okay, so let's do 11. So you guys remember we talked about the kid and the couple. Okay, who's the kid? Because that's what we need to move first. Huh? Subtract 5 from both sides. 8. Yeah. Okay, and then what's my last step almost always? Divide. Okay, do we need to flip?
Yes,
Why?
because it's a negative.
My answer or the
The number you're dividing by.
the number we're dividing by is a negative, so we need to flip. Okay, so the sign, the alligator mouth was this way. Okay, it needs to go this way now. So on the 2, negative 2 should be open, pointed towards the right. Okay, 12, I got 1 minus 5n. It's less than or equal to negative 19. Okay, what do I need to move first? The 1, how do I move it?
You subtract by 1 there.
Subtract both sides by 1. Okay, and what's my last step? Do we need to flip?
Yes.
This heading,
Yes, dear.
your thing is messed up.
Huh?
Number 11's wrong. You have it facing wrong.
What?
No, she don't. You're fine, just work.
You hush. Nobody's talking to you. What'd you say, Jacob?
It's facing wrong.
Which one? This one?
Yeah. No, yeah,
Or this?
yes.
This? Well, so my arrow is pointed this way.
Yeah.
So my arrow should be pointed this way at the top.
Look at the.
Cause you gotta flip, boy. You gotta
Yeah.
flip it with it.
But wait, there's not 2 negatives.
Oh,
She divided
no,
by-
so see the bottom number that we moved? No,
Sorry.
Cause you wouldn't like it if I did that to you, cause some days you're really slow. Let's like,
You do that to me
Be
all the
real.
time, bro.
okay, so when I'm multiplying or dividing by negative, in this case, we're dividing everything by -4, I need to flip it. But like on the front side, some of the ones that we were dividing by, the bottom number wasn't negative. So it depends on the bottom number, dictates whether we should flip or not. So on this one, is my bottom number negative? Yeah, so I need to flip it. So instead of it going this way, it's gotta go this way. So, oh, I forgot to graph it. Okay, so let's look at 13. 5p plus 4, 29. Okay, we're gonna subtract 4 from both sides. And I'm gonna get 25. And my last step is gonna be to divide. Okay, Jacob, so our bottom number, is it positive or negative? So do we need to flip? No. So only, you just look at this bottom number every time. If it's a negative, then you gotta flip it. Okay? So we got 5, and it's gonna stay the same way. So 14. Okay, there's another one like 14 that I think some of you guys might get it wrong, so pay attention. So we gotta subtract the 2 first. Okay, and that part you guys definitely got. Okay, you guys have a tendency to just write n down, but it's not really n. What is it? Huh? No. Negative 1n. Okay, or just negative n. Okay, you cannot just write n and just get rid of the negative. It doesn't work like that. Okay, so what's my last step gonna be? Divide by -1. So it should be n, and do we need to flip? So it's gonna be -9, okay? So make sure if it's minus a variable, you have to keep that minus in front of the variable. If there's no minus in front of the variable, then you don't have to. So it's gonna be open dot pointed towards the right.